Okay, here is something that I just learned on my last trip to Seattle. I was at a user group up there. And normally, if I was going to do a custom fill, I would recommend only using lines. And that's still the case. Lines and arcs can both be used to draft out a custom fill. But what I learned in Seattle is that if you wanted a partial fill, something like a tile pattern, you can actually use the fill tool to create a custom symbol fill. So here, for example, I have, say, my 2 foot by 2 foot tile, and maybe I have like some sort of mosaic pattern. For the case of this demonstration, I just put in 2 squares, but it really could be any pattern within that you wanted. Normally, what I would have done is drawn like a series of dashed lines and used the multiply command, maybe to put those like 1/4 inch apart or something, and drag those to have like a screen fill. But what I found and what I learned a couple weeks ago was that if you grab those things, so if we look here at my selection set, I've got 2 fills and 4 lines. I can copy that, Command C or Edit Copy, and then go up to Options and Fills. And if we create a new fill, call it a symbol fill, and we'll call this Mosaic Tile 1. And I can paste those lines and fills into here. You can see it only shows as the square right now, and you can change the scale and stuff. So if it was like twice as wide, just like you would with any fill, if it's a tile pattern, it's probably going to be, let's go and do something like that. It's probably going to be a cover fill, not a cut fill. If you get really anal about it, and I usually do, you can show the pattern here. Right, so you can do something like this and show what the actual fill would look like. And the little thumbnail gives you that little mosaic, or sorry, the little thumbnail right there. And now we're going to say OK. And what that does, if we go into the fill here now, I'm going to grab that fill that I just created and draw that in here. Right, so now I have this fill that has a foreground pen, and I can change that to, let's say, green. There's the foreground. And then everything that didn't have a fill in it becomes the background pen. So that can become gray, for example. If the background is transparent, that foreground is not screened. You cannot do this in combination with a screen fill. So if we go display order and bring to front here, the green, or the pattern, the fill pattern, will mask things out. The voids will not. If you had a different fill, second fill on those other parts, the fills are the fills. So all of that becomes the foreground pen, regardless of what the pattern is. So there's no like fill 1, fill 2 option. But this does open up a pretty cool world of opportunity for creating some really detailed mosaic tiles without having to draft every little intricate piece in there. I hope this tip is as useful to you as it will be to me in the near future.